Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's session. Today, I am going to show you exactly how to write a SOAP note step by step. We will also walk you through real life examples for social workers, case managers, mental health specialists, therapists, and also clinicians. I will also provide you with a free practical checklist to make your SOAP notes taking faster, clearer, and legally sound. And that is a free checklist you can start using today. We often get questions, even from experienced practitioners, about what exactly is a SOAP note and how is that different from other types of notes? So let us start with that. SOAP stands for subjective, objective, assessment, and plan. This format is used everywhere. Whether you are writing a mental health SOAP note, or providing a therapy update, or a social work case notes. It helps you organize thoughts in a way that is consistent, easy to follow, and meets documentation standards. Understanding this structure is the foundation of effective note taking. And we will build from there with real SOAP note examples. And next, we will discuss how to complete each one of these sections. Before we continue, because I know that a lot of you plan to take a lot of notes, and I just want to let you know you don't really have to. Why? Because at the bottom of this video, I have included a link that takes you to the detailed guide that tells you everything you need to know about SOAP notes. In addition, within that detailed guide, which is free, you will also find the link to this checklist that I currently have on my screen. This checklist provides you with step by step, box by box key activities that you have to complete when completing your SOAP note. A lot of people print out this checklist and they have it in front of them, especially in the beginning when they start documenting notes. So do make sure you take a look at that link. Now, something else, which is when you document your SOAP notes, you could be using any system. If you are using the social work portal case management platform, which is what I am currently sharing here on my screen, you can go to a client profile and enter a note. For our demo, let us say, for example, I want to enter or edit this note for John Doe. Here is how the SOAP note template is structured. I can determine which staff should be allowed to see that note, but here is where you enter the objective section of the SOAP note. Down here is where you have the objective section. And once again, uh, over the next couple of minutes, I will walk you through the structure you need to be aware of, as well as the things you need to consider when entering the subjective, the objective, the assessment, and also the plan. Okay. I just want to show you this as we go along, because once again, you are using any type of case management platform to document your notes. Some people might be using Excel. Irrespective of the tool that you are using, it's going to be a similar documentation structure that we are going to be going over in the next few minutes. When you are writing the subjective section, think about it like quoting your client. It's about their feelings, symptoms, and experience without analysis. Let me emphasize that. When documenting the subjective section, it's about your client. It's about their feelings, their symptoms, and also their experience without you doing any analysis. Very important for you to keep that in mind. We will discuss why in a few more minutes. Whether you are documenting therapy soap notes or psychiatric soap notes or social work soap notes, any kind of clinician soap notes, this part helps establish context. Use quotes when you can. A phrase like, I am afraid I will lose my job, in quotes, carries emotional weight that matters. Most importantly, though, stick to what they say, not what you think they mean. We have seen time and time and time again clinicians making the mistake of entering assumptions into this section of the soap note. And then later on, that leads to issues because the client comes back and says, I didn't say that, right? So it's very, very important. Don't make the mistake of making assumptions. Stick to what they say. If you need to ask clarifying questions, go ahead. Ask clarifying questions. Just don't make assumption. Okay. At a high level, we just went over completing the subjective section of the SOAP notes template. The next section we are going to discuss is the objective section. In the objective section, this is where we shift to your observations. This includes things like posture, tone of voice, or clinical readings. Now, let's give a few examples. In a mental health SOAP note, this might be something like client was tearful or crying during session, or client scored 18 on PHQ-9. If you are a social worker, it could be something like home lacked running water. Another example is client did not bring required forms. Here's what is very, very important. Keep this section factual. Remember that common statement. It's all about the facts. It's all about the facts. For now, avoid interpretation. Emphasis on for now. There will be time for that. For now, avoid interpretation. All right, so we have come to completing the assessment section of a SOAP note template. This is where you connect the dots. So based on what the client has told you and based on what you have seen, meaning you have seen what is going on, you have heard what the client is telling you. Now, let's give a few examples. If you are a therapy and you are writing a therapy SOAP note, you could enter things like, once again, examples. You can enter things like symptoms consistent with panic disorder. If you are a social worker, here's an example. You could enter, it might be it might be that barriers to employment remain due to unstable housing. This section really shows your judgment. All right, so we have covered the subjective, the objective, the assessment, and now we come to completing the plan section of a SOAP note template. The plan section shows you are moving forward. It really answers the question, what is next? What is the game plan? What will you or the client do or should do before the next visit? Whether it's schedule family session or refer client to housing support, this part is actionable. Keep that in mind. The plan section of a SOAP note is meant and designed to be actionable. Here's why it's important. It also supports legal and regulatory compliance readiness, as well as billing justification if needed. That's really just one of the many reasons why it is important. Other reasons include this is really part of supporting clients, helping to improve client care, right? So meeting with a client is great, but the entire goal of client care is to take them from their current situation to a desired future state. And so you want to ensure that as part of the plan section of a subnote, you are including actionable steps and items. Let us now tie everything together using this use case subnote example that I currently have on my screen. I would like all of you to just pause for a second and just take a look at what you're looking at. Do you notice how it flows? Here's what I mean. The first bullet point that which is the subjective, you enter into the system or into a template. I've been having panic attacks almost daily. You're quoting the client. From a subjective perspective, the client is reporting symptoms. Here's the next one. You notice or you observe the panic signs, which is objective. What do you enter into the system? You say client was breathing rapidly and tapping their fingers throughout. Here's the next one. You offer a clinical summary, which is assessment. So in the template, you can enter something like symptoms consistent with generalized anxiety disorder. That's the clinical summary, the assessment. And finally, you outline the next steps, which is the plan. So in the system, you enter teach grounding techniques, as in teach the client as part of the next steps, teach them grounding techniques. And then you also enter begin CBT next session. So whether you're using a subnote template or you have a clipboard and you're writing it freehand, this structure keeps your notes useful, defensible, and easy to review later. The free subnote checklist will be, for some of you, your new friend. It keeps your documentation fast, consistent, and audit proof. If you want even more support, you can download this free subnote checklist, or you can access the social work portal case management hub platform. I know there is a free 21-day plan that you can use, but the goal really is to educate you on how best to conduct a subnote as well as a subnote assessment. So with the free guide, you can download that. We provided it to you as a PDF or a Word document. You can share that with your colleagues, with your team. And if you have any comments or any questions, do reach out to us. We're really here for you. And something else to bring up, if there are additional topics you would like us to cover, don't hesitate to make a comment and say, hey, for example, here's what we have seen lately. Somebody commented, can you create a social work assessment video? Somebody else said, can you create a video about the best types of questions therapists should ask during the first therapy session with a client, during the second therapy session, and also the third therapy session? We have mental health specialists asking, hey, can you create a video to help me better deliver my mental health sessions? Anything that comes to your mind that can help increase your success, don't hesitate. You can reach out to us via email. You can visit our website and contact us via our contact us form. You can leave your comment at the bottom of this video. And also, don't forget, do read the full guide. The link is below. It does include detailed examples as well as the respective checklists and other templates that you can have access to. We are also creating more videos to help increase your professional success. So don't hesitate. Take a look at the links that are currently being shown on the screen. Click on one of them and continue to do what you do. Make society a much better place.